This is Harry Clevin, here of Harry's World, starting a brand new channel. In 23 hours, 57 minutes, and 24 seconds and less, I will be able to go live stream on YouTube. The YouTube channel is called Harry's World, and Harry's World consists of many things. Number one, God in my world. Number two, I am originally from Michigan, so I am enthralled with speaking about Detroit sports and other sports as well. I have a lot of ideas, kind of like Creed's thoughts of The Office. I'm going to be using, to start off, with a Rockville microphone. This show is going to contain a potpourri of topics. Sports primarily, music, and I always want to talk about God every single day. I want to have a clean dialogue. So if you ever call in, please have the professionalism and decency and honoring God in what we talk about. We can still have some fun, heated debates a little bit. Not heated, but, fun debates. I like debates a lot. I really do. And we'll just talk about certain things. Just make life a little bit funner. I'm going to try to keep things down about 10 minutes or less on that every day. I'm going to be here every day, though. And I want to talk about one thing, about going reading the Bible and get that in your life. Chapter 28 of Proverbs for the 28th day here of October, which we're starting to show. And just pick one verse. And chapter 13, or verse 13 of chapter 28. I have to look down a little bit, so apologize. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Just a little tidbit there. I'm wearing a Bill Laimbeer shirt, and let me talk to you about Bill Laimbeer. He should be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to just give you the resume. In college at Notre Dame, it's a basketball Hall of Fame, so it's all the accolades. There's a lot of people in there that had a great college career and pretty much nothing else, but can still get in. There's some people had a great international career, got in. What I'm about to tell you, and forget that you don't like Bill Laimbeer if you're not a Piston fan. Okay, just forget about that for a second. Let me give you facts. In Notre Dame, he made it to the Final Four. There's a little positive check. Goes to Italy, plays there. I don't know any of his numbers there. I should do a little research on it perhaps, but he played professionally there for a year. Goes to Cleveland Cavaliers. And the story is that Jack McCloskey, the general manager of the Pistons, was trying to build a winner, and he didn't have a winner at this moment. But Isaiah Thomas was drafted. They started winning a little more games than before. And they were actually beating Cleveland pretty badly. And by Jack McCloskey's testimony is that even though they were down by about 20, the hardest working person on the court was Bill Laimbeer. I'm going to rattle off some stats. It's going to blow your mind. When he retired, he was only one of 12 players to ever score at least 10,000 points and grab 10,000 rebounds. Let me repeat that to you. The time he retired, he was only one of 12. To this day, years and years later, after he's retired, he's still only one of 38. That's mind-boggling. Here's some more mind-boggling. Jokic just hit 7 3-pointers, and that's pretty good, right? And I heard a commentator said, I can't get used to a 7-footer hitting 7 3-pointers. Bill Laimbeer hit 6 in the finals against the Trailblazers in a loss, and he was always about team. He says, we have a problem when I'm shooting 6 3-pointers. But his 3-point average was actually higher than the league average at the time he was playing. His free throw percentage was well over 80%. If you watch any of the games back then, it didn't matter what teams you were watching, there was battles. I mean battles, takedowns, punches. Every single game. There wasn't one mild game played in that era. Not one. And the Pistons, and Bill Laimbeer got kind of headlines more for anything, had to play that way to deal with the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics were kicking their butt for a few years, quite a few years. And Laimbeer they needed Laimbeer. Isaiah Thomas once said that if we don't have Bill Laimbeer, we don't win championships. And Isaiah was a great player, so he belongs in Hall of Fame. Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups recently got in the Hall of Fame in the last few years. Great players. I'm happy for them. But I believe Bill Laimbeer was much superior to those two for winning basketball. He won a rebounding championship, and that's when Moses Malone was in his prime. He was a 4-time All-Star, and that was when nobody else other than Detroit liked him, so it wasn't a popularity thing to get him in. He played in 685 games straight, and the only reason why he ended that streak was he got punched by Brad Daugherty, and he punched him back, as Isaiah Thomas told him. So in addition to all that, 1 week before he retires, he plays Shaquille O'Neal when he was with Orlando Magic. You can check this out on YouTube. He scores 25 points against Shaq and outscores Shaq. It's pretty impressive. He has him and his Pistons, he's a starting center. Him and his team have a winning playoff record against Birds, Celtics, Magic Johnson, and Michael Jordan. Pretty impressive. That right there, I think, is enough to get you in. He retires, becomes a general manager and coach of the Detroit Shock, who was the worst team in the WNBA. Overhauls the team in his first full season, wins first of 3 WNBA championships as coach and general manager. He also built the Aces to where they won a title after he retired. The guy's got a resume and a half. And if you watch basketball, this guy was incredible. He only took 11 shots a game, folks. He wasn't the first, second, maybe even the third option. But when you wanted him to hit that outside shot, he did a lot of times. It's time to get Bill Laimbeer in there, don't you think? Your thoughts? And that concludes day 1. And in 23 hours in that, I should be able to go on there. Once again, it is Harry's, and it's HarryZ World on YouTube. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.